Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today we are making one of my favorites, Maryland crab soup. Being from Pennsylvania, we travel a lot to Ocean City, Maryland with my daughter and my brother-in-law and sisters. And every time we go there, one of the places we have to stop is Belly Busters, where they have like the best Maryland crab soup. So today I'm going to be making that same recipe, or close to it, and thought I'd bring you along for the ride. Okay, so in today's recipe, here are the ingredients laid out. At the end of this video, I will give you a breakdown of every item that I put in this soup so you can make this at home yourself. Okay, so in a big soup pot, we're going to get this burner cranking. We're going to put a half a stick or so of butter to get that melting in the bottom. Okay. We're going to put in we'll put in 3 tablespoons of garlic this time. Making a pretty big pot. Also, we're going to put in, I use dehydrated onions. I'm not all about the chopping and the burning eyes and everything that goes with it, but you can use any kind of onion you want. So we're going to put about a half a cup or so of these dehydrated onions in. If you wanted to use a regular onion, you just chopped up one whole onion. And now we're going to heat this up until everything is starting to simmer down and we start to smell the garlic cooking at the bottom. Okay, now that that garlic is sauteed down and ready for the next item, and we're going to put in 2 quarts of chicken stock. I had to change spoons. The oven was getting just a little hot. Okay. Now again, I have said when recipes call for chunk or some kind of tomatoes, I use tomato juice or tomato soup instead. So in this one, I'm going to put in a half a quart of the spicy tomato juice just to give it a little kick. Get that nice red tomatoey flavor and color. And then I'm going to put a half a quart of regular tomato juice in. Make sure I shake this first. Get all them goodies moving around. Just a half a quart. Now at this time, I am going to add a little bit of the bouillon to it. And I am adding 1 huge heaping tablespoon of the vegetable Better Than Bouillon. I use Better Than Bouillon in almost all my soup recipes. I think that is like the best one. And then I am going to add 4 of these crab flavored bouillon cubes. And then we're just going to let this come to a simmer. Okay, now that we've come to the next step, we're just starting to get ready to boil. We're going to add our vegetables and our last remaining spices and crab meat. So again, I make these so it's easy. You can throw these recipes together quickly and have a meal that doesn't take all day to make. So I have 3 bags of the mixed vegetables. And we're going to add Now, for some reason, mixed vegetables never have lima beans in them. So, I have a half bag. This is a big bag. This is a 32 ounce, 2-pounder, but you normally get like a 1-pounder and put just one bag in, but this is half a bag. So basically the same thing. Now, we are going to add Old Bay. I mean, how you have crab soup with no Old Bay seasoning in it. So we're going to put in here a pretty generous amount, like 3 to 4 tablespoons. So let's spread that around in there. And again, I don't really use the measuring devices you probably should use, because in the end it's all up to your taste. So you might want something different, maybe not as strong, maybe a little stronger. I'm just giving you an estimate on where you want to put it. So then I'm going to add celery seed, because I didn't put celery in the beginning, and we're going to put like 2 tablespoons of celery seed in. Yeah, that should be good. And then we're going to add our crab meat. Now I'm using canned crab meat, and I got the claw because the claw has, to me, the most flavor in it. Give it that really crabby taste. Normally this recipe would call for 1 can, one 16-ounce 1-pound can, but I like mine really, really crabby, and I splurged a little bit, and I bought 2 cans. So I'm putting 2 cans in. Now, then we are going to let that sit for a moment, and we're going to put in there 3 to 4 bay leaves. Need them bay leaves in there. These little pieces are flying out here. Want them big ones. There we go. Sort of splashed myself with soup when that crab stuff fell in there, that crab meat. Okay, now we're going to let this come up to a slow rolling boil, and then we'll add our last ingredients. Okay, now that has come up to a boil, we want to turn it down to just start to simmer. We don't need it up on that high anymore. We just want to now let it simmer and soak in all those juices and flavors from the vegetables and the bouillons and the crab meat. And the last thing I'm going to put in here, last couple things, is something that's optional. I like doing it for the fact that it makes everything go together better. And this is not in a normal crab soup, but I had tried this one time before and it worked out really well. I use the angel hair coleslaw shredded cabbage. Cabbage in soup is just takes it to another level. So I'm going to put up 1 bag of shredded cabbage in there, because this is a full recipe. And the last item that I'm going to put in there is some chopped parsley. So I'm going to grind this all up here. There's my parsley bottle. And I just need a little grinder, so we're just going to add a little more color to this, a little more parsley. And I would suggest when you serve this, excuse me, you just throw a little on the top, also while you're serving it. You put in about 2 tablespoons, and then you stir this around, get everything mixed together. And I would say let it simmer for an hour or so, and then serve. And this will be one of the tastiest Maryland crab soups that you've ever made or had. Thank you again for watching my video. Okay, for today's recap on this recipe, I had 1 can of claw crab meat for flavor. That's what the recipe calls for. I put 2 because I like it really meaty. And then I ended up with 3 quarts of chicken stock, because after I tasted, once all the simmering was done, that was just a little too overpowering for me. I can't really handle the spicy stuff. So I just added another quart because it's such a big pot, and that seemed to mellow it right down for me. I had a half quart of V8 regular, and then a half quart of spicy V8. 3 bags of small mixed vegetables, 1 small bag of lima beans, 1 tablespoon of vegetable bouillon, and like I said, I always use Better Than Bouillon's products because they seem to work the best. 3 to 4 blue crab bouillon cubes, 3 to 4 tablespoons of Old Bay, half a cup of dried onions or 1 chopped whole raw onion, 3 tablespoons of chopped garlic, 4 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of celery seed or 2 stalks of celery sliced, 3 to 4 bay leaves, 8 tablespoons of parsley, and then the optional is 1 bag of shredded cabbage. Not only does this give it some extra flavor, but it makes it look like there's a ton of crab meat in there. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Again, I want to thank my daughter for pushing me to do these videos to help people make easy homemade soup recipes and other recipes as well. And thanks for joining my channel. Have a great day.